Nobby's 1936 Ford pickup, half ton. Dang 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 dang. Situation report. Z-Tech's out. Get out! Didn't like it. It looked a bit plastic. Anyways, you must understand that it's Monday today, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I literally only saw the advert for that engine on Friday at about 9 o'clock. Got in my car, and I was on my way from that West London down to the Lymington. I didn't even have a strap or a bit of wood to put in the back of my silly little car. Luckily the fella had loads of pallets and a forklift. Couldn't get the forklift forks, on his strap-a-dick-to-me and into the car. We had to do the Archimedes pallet walk and slide. He let me have a strap, a big old ratchet strap, thanks very much. But he wanted $7.50 for it, for this 1995, look, it's on there, look. 95, normally aspirated. Scorpio engine, brand new, 30 years old. And I offered him $2.50. He said 3.5, and we agreed on 300. £300 for a brand new engine with a flywheel. I haven't put the clutch in, I've ordered the clutch, 70 quid. Like I was saying, catching up. The wiring loom is dead, it's just dried up and cracked. It's 30 years old. It hadn't been used, but it's 30 years old. But literally, what are you doing? That's where it's going. I'm thinking to myself, I put a Z-Tech in another one of these, and I couldn't remember. But it was about this much forward, I don't know why. I'm trying to sling it backwards, but no, that's where it goes. That's where it went, because we used to stock front-wheel drive thermostat housing on the Z-Tech. We didn't do the water rail thing in exactly the same kind of firewall. But it looks stupid being that far forward, but it's not when you look here. And this engine really suits this truck, with the fat aluminium flat cam cover. I might even fill that in and just have it smooth. Paint it all green. But look, the sump, the rear wheel drive bowl, I'm thinking all the time, the engine's got to be lower and it's got to clear the drag links, because you see the flatheads with an F1 sump and they touch. Bollocks to that, I'm just raising it up. You raise me up. And it's done, isn't it? It's all brand new. I've got a brand new alternator and a brand new water pump with a brand new belt. I mean, that should have a power steering pump on it. So how can this be a Mark 1 Scorpio without power steering? I'm sure they bought this engine brand new to put in a banger racer, and it never got there, It never got into the car, or, it can't be, because there was nowhere on the flywheel. Nowhere on the flywheel. But what I will say is I don't like these coil packs, even though I don't like them on the front. And the front wheel drive, when you look at the front wheel drive Galaxy with this engine in, oddly, they've got these coil packs on the back, or on this side, and this thing is round the other way. But it's getting one. But what's so cool is this space here is perfect. It's perfectly ECU size, flat. And there's the harness. That space there. Imagine that. Look, plop. Imagine if this loom wasn't dead. If this wiring wasn't all brittle and shit. Literally, it could have just gone through there straight to the ECU. That would have been excellent. But I'm going to do that anyway. But what you got to do, it's hard to explain to someone if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about. But this screen frame winds out. It's a wind out screen, you see. Plus you've got an open vent here in the cowl that never seals properly, or the moisture all sits there. So under there it's always damp, It's always a bit damp and always a bit hot. Even though it's not exhaust, I'm so glad I put this engine in. A brand new engine, brand new starter motor, the brand new clutch is coming. The second-hand engine mounts on a brand new engine. That's the weirdest thing in the world, isn't it? When does that ever happen? But what I need to know how the EGR works because it's vacuum, and I need the vent, you know. And please tell me how you do the PAT System A Ford. But Galaxy is different because this engine, the body style was like Volkswagen Chiron, so it's external PATs. It's got 4 wires to the PATs receiver, the PATs box rather. I know it's SCP plus and minus and an ignition feeder and an earth, but I don't know if the ground goes to the ECU on pin 14. I really need to know that, you know. Black wire it is. But yeah, imagine that. Imagine that if that runs on a stock ECU and I get my immobiliser. And we go, people saying, why do you want to run a stock ECU? But I need to have an immobiliser on this thing, you know, because it's just, you know, you've only got to go like that, even if it's locked, and it'll open. But my gearbox, see, it's a Mark 5 Transit gearbox. Mark 5 Transit gearbox with a stick in the middle. The prop shaft, I need a Mark 5 short wheelbase prop and narrow the middle part or the first part by about 200mm and have the bearing there. Yeah, great. Sweet. But yeah, you're looking at that engine, you think, yeah, that needs to go back a bit more, but it's staying there. It's just too tight in here. You know, the engine mount is probably going to be there. It's probably going to be touching anyway, or it's going to be damn close. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. These ones, I have to cut them off. Ideally, if it's here, if I can get this Sierra Cosworth type, if I can get that engine mount there, with the arm coming to it, if I can get that there, I'll be laughing. Hopefully I can. If not, I'll bring the engine forward, just so that's just touching there, you know what I mean? And that'll be it. Stock. Keep everything stock ECU, you know. You go, why do you want an EGR? How do you know an exhaust gas recirculating system isn't a hot start on a cold day? Where you start the engine, your exhaust manifold's the first thing to get hot, and it feeds back a hot charge, you know, so your intake manifold isn't icing up. You don't know that. What else can it possibly be for? And the only good thing about this engine as well is just the one Higo. And you go, is it an oxygen sensor in your exhaust manifold? I don't think it is. I think it's a temperature, an exhaust gas temperature sensor, of which the ECU warms up when the thing's cold, so the ECU and the fueling's in range, you know. And you go, what are you talking about? You go, well, why has it got 4 wires? If it's an oxygen sensor, it'll just be, it's a temperature sensor. It knows how it's burning and, well, you know, how hot is the exhaust gas, and the other 2 wires are preheat, so the ECU's in kind of temperature range. It can only be that. So yeah, so this is a nice little lightweight truck, and that flywheel's for a 250mm Pinto clutch, and that's what's going in. And power steering, I've got a power steering box. It's super light, this steering, you wouldn't believe it, but I've done this before, and you can take your hand off the steering wheel with that steering box out of a Jeep Cherokee, doing 110 mile an hour with a 185 tyre, 185 van tyre, and it tracks perfectly. With standard 1937 front axle, wishbone, unsplit, and the SoCal disc brakes. But with brand new wheels, brand new tyres, you know what I mean? Brand new kingpins, standard axle, but brand new brakes, and all new giblets. Yeah, 100 mile an hour, turbocharged E-Tech, you know, excellent. So there you go, I think that looks great. I mean, I don't even mind all this plastic shit, and, you know, the throttle body's on the right side for right-hand drive as well, you know. I don't even know how that works. I don't even know that. I need to know how that works. Does the cable can't just come back on itself like that. It's got to go round the quadrant. What am I missing on there? What am I missing? Yeah, oh, I need to measure this. And, you know, I need to measure that. Jolly good, thanks, bye.